This Liberty Sports Update is brought to you by Beacon Credit Union.
All right, fellas, excited. This one means a lot to me, and I don't in any way think that I deserve a game ball from our players. AGG and some of the others gave it to me, and again, I'm not saying that I deserve a game ball because they are the ones that make the plays. What I do mean is this university, this opportunity, the chance to be back doing what you love in the fire. I've had a lot of first ones of these, and they're all mantled somewhere, but this one will mean a lot. It'll have a lot of special memories to it. The things my wife's had to do the last 3 weeks to dress me and take care of me. It's really who deserves it. We'll give it to her later tonight. But, I'm just happy for our kids, our coaches, our administration, our university. That's a good football team we beat. You held Penn State last week to 78 yards, and had it not been for big plays, that game's a little different. A 10-win team from last year, MAC champions, great coach. I give them credit. They know what they're doing. And our kids, got it done tonight. I don't like the way, I'm a coach, so I don't like some of the things. I don't like the way we finished exactly. The last drive was pretty good. Offensively, I got too conservative probably early, but I told them at half, I told our coaches that was probably what I wanted to do and what I was going to do, and that's not my nature. I'm having a fight against my nature a little bit with this team. Because I think we could have scored a lot of points. But the risk of that also is we turn it over and they get it back, and now we got a game. And so I probably managed it a little bit too close, but I wanted to get that first win. and just wanted to make sure we were prudent and responsible in how we managed the clock in the game in that second half. But again, thankful for just our whole university and our team and the coaches and everybody involved.
On your way back in the locker room, since you slowed down and kind of savored the moment a bit, what did you take in from that moment of finally being on the sideline and savoring a moment that has been 2+ years in the making for you?
Yeah, it's been a long time, and that's kind of what you think about, and I try not to be emotional, and I learned a lot in those 2 years, a lot of good things. I became different in some ways. I'm also not different in some. I still have a fiery side on the sideline and get a little too emotional maybe with some things. But, when you go through kind of what we've gone through, and me, I'm saying me, my wife, my kids, from mountaintop experiences in college football to being written about in ways that are not flattering, or some of it obviously I caused. Much of some is not exactly accurate, but I caused it. And so and you just go through all that together, and man, my wife and kids just have just been the backbone. And so I want them to, they probably are celebrating it more than I am. I'm looking at the things we did too negative, but I did take time out there to I'm thankful to Ian, and to Jerry and Todd and those guys for the opportunity.
Did you feel more comfortable on the sidelines even though you were?
No, it's not even comparable. I'm not a box coach. I'm not, and there's just something about when you look at a quarterback in the eye, and I say to him, "Look, this is what I'm thinking," and I can immediately say, "He's not comfortable with that," and I scratch it off, because it doesn't matter how good of a play I think it is. If he's not comfortable with it, it doesn't need to be called, and I can look at him and know he likes this one, because early on in the game we missed some good throws that we had in the game plan, and I just was kind of I think it's second and third possession, and I was like, "Dude, what are you doing? They're there." And he's like, "Coach, here's what I'm seeing," and I said, "Fine, I'm done. I won't call that anymore." It was an RPO that we had, and ended up scoring the touchdown with AGG off the pump off of it, but You know, it's just something about being down there. I think it means something to talk to kids, whether good things happen or bad things. I can talk to my strength coach and get a feel for how we're going to finish and how we are doing fitness-wise as the game goes on. But I don't know, it's just different for me to be, down there for sure. I wanted to be on I wish I could have got the referee close to me a few times because I wanted to argue a couple things, but that was probably a good thing that I didn't.
How are you feeling now after the game?
My adrenaline's pumping right now, so that's probably not a good barometer right now. I'm sure I'll be hurting tomorrow. I'm just prayerful that I'm on the mend enough where it's not some kind of setback. I don't think it will be. Obviously, I talk to the doctors all the time, and I'll go get off my feet immediately. And tomorrow we'll visit with a couple of recruits in the morning that are here on official visits. But I'll pretty much rest the rest of the day, except for the time I spend with the team tomorrow, telling them the truth of what today's game showed, good and the bad.
After being at practice for the entire week, albeit in a golf cart, did you sense the team had something different to it tonight, especially with you on the sideline?
Again, I think I probably get that sounds like I get too much credit for being on the sideline tonight. But do I think that the team responds when the head coach is out there maybe a little different? Yes. I thought I experienced some of that at practice. Certainly, when we got a few things going, I think they enjoyed me being down there with them. And again, all the coaches come up with the plan and execute it. And I thought our defense, we bent some, but once we got the lead, I thought we played pretty solid. But I did think, when I showed up at practice, I don't know. I just think there's a different. I don't know. I think I drive the train a little bit harder, maybe. And it's not anybody's fault. That's not what they were hired to do. They weren't hired to drive it. They were hired to coach and capture the hearts and minds of their players, and that's just it's been tough on those coaches because they never knew when is Freeze going to be here? Is he not going to be here? Is he and it's just so I thought it was a little different.
You said you got emotional at times. Was one of those times with the Jai after you got to that 15-yarder?
Yeah, you best believe it was, and I just we can't have selfish penalties. We're not near at the point to where we can have selfish penalties and win the games that we'll have a chance to win this year. And he understood it. He knew it at halftime. I apologize for maybe being a little hard on him, but you know what he said to me? He said, "Coach, you're exactly right," and that's why he's one of the leaders of the team. And my pregame was all about Jonathan's being Jonathans tonight and armor bearers being armor bearers. There's a great story in the Bible, and the armor bearers, I don't even know who his name was, but he did the same job Jonathan did, and it changed the whole trajectory of a battle for a nation. And so whoever Jonathan's got to be Jonathan's for us. Well, he's one of those. His name is known. And so you're probably a little harder and you expect a little more.
You've coached a lot of NFL receivers. How does AGG, his performance tonight with him?
Yeah, he's an NFL receiver. He's right in there with, I think I've got 9 in the league right now, maybe more if you count practice squads and all that. But AGG will play in the NFL. It's just, he's big, strong, good hands, runs fast enough. He'll get his chance, and I can't wait to see that for him.
Some of those catches that he made near the goal line, stuff that you guys see on a daily basis in practice?
Yeah, we see it a lot. We don't. I don't know if we run him quite as much as we did in the game tonight with some of those, but yeah, we've seen him make a lot of great plays in practice. We're not really astounded by anything we would see him do.
The true freshman corner, Trey Clark. I know he had the one pass interference play.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like he played really well.
Listen, he loves the game now. This guy loves to compete. I love this kid. He's what Tank started tonight too at our nickel and played a ton of snaps. Micah Glaze Megason, all of those young guys out there, man, Braden Mundy, and you know, they're all out there playing, and I thought he, you know, obviously Jesse stood out to me on defense, but Jesse plays so hard every single play, and but I thought, you know, Cantrell loves to play the game, and he loves being on the island. He loves playing in one-on-one, and I thought he did a heck of a job against a good receiving core.
Coach, first, congratulations.
Thank you.
Minute 17, I had to get you punch him in the mouth with that quick drive and touchdown. Buffalo, for as disciplined as they were last week, really became unraveled in that first half. Were you surprised how off-kilter you were able to get that early in the game?
We had studied, you know, in the summer we do kind of a 3-game breakdown, and in all honesty, I felt the best about this plan that we formed, and it was, you know, they've been so good, and they do what they do, and they do it really, really well, but I thought we had some really good stuff that would make it difficult on them, and I thought our receivers had an advantage. And, you know, not that we didn't plan the same for the other two either, but it just, when you looked at their scheme, I just knew we had really good ideas. And you know, that's kind of what happened on that first drive and everything we thought. But now, look, don't take anything away from them. They're going to win a lot of football games. And they're a good team, and, you know, they had a tough game last week. And people don't realize how much that factors into things either, you know. Us getting back at, I think our kids got back at 4 a.m. last week or something, 3 or 4. And, you know, our Sunday's pretty much gone. But luckily we got to play at home and didn't have to travel again. But we'll be on the other end of that at some point. And it's not easy. You know, it's heck on a 49-year-old man like me, and and I didn't play a single snap. And it's so, you know, there's a lot of factors but we had a good plan, and our kids executed it pretty well.
Whose idea was it to have that raised podium for you?
I would have to ask Ian. I assume it's from his office, or I'm not sure. Team effort. I think it originated probably the Detroit Lions, and Matt Patricia is where, you know, that's what he did in preseason games, is kind of where it kind of came to my attention, and I said I'm game for anything that helps me get down there, and just thankful. And I could see the game a lot better than I thought I was going to be able to.